election, we were told, and even after the election, the president has met the Chief Justice, Attorney General, Auditor General, etc., and they've come out with an information that there's going to be a special court. We remember before election, there was a promise of tribunals where this thing will be done. We are aware, we have been in this country when NPP came into power under President Kufuor, and they set up fast-track courts, and people were sentenced, etc. So,
before the day began,
come into place. If we don't resource the judiciary so that they can work beyond the normal time they are working today. In fact, why shouldn't we apply 24-hour economy to the judiciary? Why should we always go to court during the working hour? The judiciary can have time to listen to our cases after 6 p.m. This will all fast-track the hearing of the cases. And if we can put in additional courts like the special courts and get the people recruited to do that, I am sure the Chief Justice meant well when he told us he was going to do it. But many times, the resources to do it is a problem. So if we can do all these things, then it will move faster.
So the information is that these courts have been set up, the special courts.
Are they operational? How many cases are
from Lamati people says they are some
how many cases have gone there so far?
No, how many cases have gone there so far? You're aware?
Okay, no, that one I'm not aware.
Thank you. No, that's not what we are looking for. Not empty shells. We want a system which is working.
No, it's okay. No, Mr. Nolo, end your point, please.
So the point I'm making is that it's because of those promises that gave us the hope that within a year or a shorter period, people will have been sentenced or maybe convictions will have been obtained by then. And let me also be quick to say that I, for one, I was not only waiting only for the judicial system, because I know that the Auditor General has a major role to play. If these reports, especially the oral, majority or almost all, were given to the Auditor General, all the expenses that were deemed to be contrary to law could be disallowed. That is faster. And Clause 9 of Article 187 says it is the offended person, the person who feels offended by the disallowance, who should go to court. And if he doesn't go, then Section 17 of the Audit Service Act provides that after 60 days, the debt has matured. So all that the Attorney General will have done is to file a civil claim at the court to recover the money. I think we will have made some progress by now. And none of this will stop the prosecution. So if we are expressing frustration, this is the angle from which some of us are coming. We are not saying that we should go and push a judge to give judgment tomorrow morning. What we are saying is that the legal framework will continue to favor the criminals. Thank you.
Well, I see. And you point at the lawyers as well. That you said they've mastered the art of prolonging cases to delay to a point where there's a change in administration. Then there's no prosecution. Two of them are here.
Exactly. Yes, they are aware. And they,
it's true,
including you.
Yeah.
You know, some cases they are a bit more political than criminal. And so it is difficult for you to give judgment when a particular regime is in office. Right. They may not accept it, but that is the fact or the view or opinion I hold. So you see correct. That they keep deferring or adjourning the case till immediately there's a change in government. Then you hear that big English, nolli prosequa, and that is all. Is it English? I think it is Latin word. Yeah. Yes, you hear that nolli prosequa, and our money is gone.
Yes.
I see. But you agree.
I'm very glad that he points that one. So the filing of the nolli prosequa on the preceding cases. So, you know, he has been very fair, and I want to commend him. The filing of the nolli prosequa was the beginning of probably the misunderstanding some of us had in the prosecutions that we thought was politically tainted. And one of the things that I want to disabuse his mind of is the perception that we delay cases in order to make more money as lawyers.
You know the loopholes in the system, so you exploit it.
I don't agree to that, because sometimes you make more money when you are very meticulous and you do it quicker. It depends on each case, actually. So it's not the case that lawyers frustrate the court system. Yes, it's a perception.
But there's this. Look, some of the cases, you know that, look, this case is bad. So you would delay. Look, please, let's not deny it. More money. Oh, well,
not get more money.
The thing is that you know that this case, if you don't delay, look, you are in for the slaughter. Let's not deny this.
Wait, No. He made a statement that to make more money.
You,
and I'm saying that
yes,
not
but
necessarily
in that case, you get the person out, so it's more money. Look, listen, I can't deny. In every profession, there are reasons.
He says you delay and make more money. And I'm saying that I don't think that is
okay.
True.
That's your view.
Yeah, I'm only saying that you can make your money all right.
Thank you.
Without necessarily
that's your view. You say
it exists. It's there. It's there.
People delay the cases for different reasons, not to make money.
Oh, you can't rule it out. That's why it's not even logical. Look, we are human beings. How can we are just one lawyer?
So
you won't know what every lawyer does.
So delaying, how much money do you get out of delaying?
Because you keep the person out of jail, so you make more money.
Okay.
Delaying doesn't get it.
Yeah, joking. Look, sir, let's not over talk. Look, it's there. Don't try it. It's a stock in trade. It's a trade secret. It's somebody's trade secret. You are joking with,
because
please.
The two of you served on the oral preparatory team. Do you share that same sentiment about the pace of oral and the fact that 1 year on, some hold the view that, look, to the extent that you gave the indication in their view that there should have been prosecution by now?
Okay, so I should go first. Look, listen, straight answer. I don't, feel that oral is too slow. Straight. Be very honest with you. Maybe because I'm a lawyer. That's the problem. I don't feel the cases in court, I don't think those cases, oral is slow. But where I agree, and I'm coming to the law reforms, I agree with Mr. Demlevo on the law reforms, 130%, right? Yeah, because, but let me advance the point where I have a concern. You see, where I have the concern is that I think the hands are few. We need more hands on deck so that we will roll out more cases. Because the reason I think we need more hands is that, so I look at the state attorneys, the ones helping the attorney general. It's the same old faces I'm seeing. In actual fact, a few have dropped out. We need more lawyers on board. That's why I say the very seasoned lawyers, the older ones, I think there should be a special program where they will be co-opted to go and help attorney general to move more cases forward. That's one, I agree. But not that the ones that are currently in court is the age's fault or no. There are too many technicalities, and those are some of the ones Mr. Demlevo has pointed out, right? Because the burden is on the state, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot. But maybe if we had the reverse burden, it would help. It would make it easier. And we used to have that law, Kwame Nkrumah's time. That was the law we're using on corruption. So you hear Republic versus Nkunsa, and others. There are many cases where we use, that was a reverse burden we were using. So if we find you with this bottle and we think it's corruption, then we'll ask you to justify. So if you can't justify, straight. So you would have to show where you
guilty until proven innocent.
Exactly. And that's the law we're using. Scandinavia, Norway, also some countries, they are still using it. We jettisoned it and say, oh, no, we want to do that. The government should prove you are innocent until proven guilty, which is more difficult. Right? And there was a second point he raised, the internal audit agency people. Yes, it's true. I'm doing some work and I spoke with people in that sector, and they said that the current structure where the internal auditor is embedded in the institutions, so that these internal auditors' appointments, the promotions, right, is dependent on the head of the institution. Things like development, maybe he needs to career progression, he wants to travel out for further studies, etc. The head of the institution has to approve, etc. So it compromises them. So let's take them out. So there was a bill, the NPP had a bill, but because of changing government, maybe I don't know if Mr. Ofusukwache has what do you call it, some visibility on it. But there was a bill. I remember Dr. Drew Osai, the former head of the agency, was pushing. They were trying to get a bill passed, but now we don't know where it is. So perhaps government should look at it and pass that new bill to make the internal auditors more independent. Take them out of the institution. Take them out of the institution. Let them be independent. Because this current structure, who born dog? The man wants promotion, and at the same time, he wants to flag things that a chief executive is doing wrongly. No, the two don't work together. He's thinking of his wife and family first. So you rather help the chief executive to steal than to stand straight stand tall, and then he doesn't get promoted, or he will even be transferred to some very deserted parts of this country, Siberia. If you hear the word Siberia, they take you to a place where nobody, forgotten lands.
So you agree with anybody who say oral is dead?
I disagree, strongly disagree.
Why is that?
Oh, there are at least 7 cases in court, so let's go over.
Under-delivered.
No, it hasn't under-delivered. No. You see, but I've said that to speed up, we still have 3 years. To speed up, yes, we will say under-delivered and at the end. So it looks like I want to run ahead of ourselves, but I can see that at the current rate, to avoid under-delivery, let's ramp up the numbers, more prosecutors, more investigators. So strongly, as for that one, I can see, and this is not the first time I'm saying it, that the Attorney General will need more hands. That one, he can't deny it. Because you see, the Attorney General is one person. He has a good deputy, Sremsai, but those are 2 individuals. We will go to court all the time, right? So the experience of these are 2, no matter the number of assistants you have, etc. Still, the oral cases are many. They are about 2,000, but we also realize that not all of them are prosecutable immediately. We need more investigators. Yes, we need more investigators. Not all those cases can be. Sorry?
Because the report from the presidency says 36 cases.
You're talking about
no, he means a report. What we submitted to the president. The cases were about 2,500, but not all had enough meat. A lot of them didn't have.
The ones that have meat, of course.
The ones that had meat, I think about 200.
In the reports you submitted, let me read it to you. I have it here.
When
I get my turn. No problem.
Yeah. Okay. So what is very clear is that we will need more numbers to avoid under delivery. But as whether ORA is under delivery for now, we can't say so. No, to be very honest. Oh, I'll be the first to say it because I mean, why? Why would I be shy to say? Because if we don't say the truth, we will not make progress. Right now, it's too early to say ORA will under deliver. And let's be very, very clear, please. That statement that has been attributed that ORA said would recover 21 billion. Please, that's not what Okujeto said. He said if. You see, it's a conditional. He said, if we can prosecute and deal with everything, if. So it's a conditional clause. He didn't say we will definitely get those out. Look at this. He says, if. And it's clear that for those over 2,000 cases, you are now going to investigate. Remember that on the committee, we were not investigating. We're just receiving complaints. So receive the complaints, compile them, and most critically, you see, sometimes people forget. I keep saying that the president's setting up of the oral thing is a master stroke because you needed to keep the hope alive. You see, we are just booted at the MPP for all the shenanigans, the bad governance they were engaged in.
Came before booting them out.
Sorry?
The oral came before.
Yeah, it was a promise. So, yes, it was a promise that there would be oral. So the moment MPP were booted out and people kept clamoring, baying for the blood of the MPP people that, yes, this bad governance, get them in jail.
To be clear, the oral was set up before the elections, isn't it?
No, after the election, but before, no, yeah, you are close. Before the president was sworn in. Yes,
before the president. But the committee was before swearing.
Yes, the committee was set on the 18th of December. Okay. 18th of December, just a few.
Mr. Nomolowo, I wanted to make a quick intervention. He has to leave us.
Okay.
Mr. Nomolowo, quick, I saw your hand up. Quick.
Yes, I want to say to Mr. Honorable Abiyakubi that if what I said about making money out of the delay is not correct, I agree. I'll take it back. But the truth is that at least it favors...
I supported you. It happens. I'm a practitioner and I'm saying I've seen it.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
No. But I've supported it.
That is what you do. That is yours. But my practice...
it is true that we know of cases that have delayed over maybe 5-6 years, and when they change in government, their cases were discontinued. That is what some of us can...
Okay. Sorry. Let me hear you end your point quickly, please.
So the point I'm making is that not necessarily because lawyers make money, and if that is not true, I take it back. But the fact remains that we are aware of a lot of these corruption-related cases that have traveled more than 4 years, 5 years, and when there are changes in government, they are discontinued, and that is what we must prevent.
I see. You put, thank you so much. Thank you. And I kept referencing that, my friend, about the verdict.
Every year, we share Public Accounts Committee and Auditor General's report. Every year, we have free NIPA. Sikai Elisha Musa, one fact my papa, and fact contract Yama, one fact my papa, I need to say, Abai Sikai, the man went to me and Sheso, Sikai, and it's in the billions of cities, billions. Now, Public Accounts Committee will go to one. Now, there was a report, a core ministry. Now, ministry no taking action on recommendation of Public Accounts Committee item. And so maybe so I should share the OCS. If it's a ministry now, sir, assembly here, you are my second. On one, now the recommendation of the command say, on Shannon, you will be. It's a repeat, a good by Rana, Yakatasona, as a master. It's yes, the percent, you be special courts, Chief Justice be a special court for Auditor General's report. It's the Auditor General's report on HSA when they are basic. There was special court normal assembly term. Now, as Tribia was here, Yadamount. Yanasa, a better because any people are basic now we are COVID audit. Sika, I said, if so COVID. Yeah, a fact of it, 60%.
Regime change, and this is what we expect. You continue to do the wrong things, then we will prosecute you and want to retrieve 100%. Once we have given a holiday, let the holiday also have limits, and let it also be omnibus for everybody. So everybody who has taken government money between now and say end of June, bring 60% and go and negotiate. Yeah. I think that would be a good start. Beyond June ending, whoever has state money, bring 100%.
If there is the chance to recover all 100%, why then do you want us to start from 60%?
No, I'm talking about when the Attorney General started.
Yes.
In fact, he started with a standard. And I'm suggesting that if the standard has been taken, and at the time that he started, I think we critically needed money into government chest. Yeah. So it was good that he tried to retrieve some of the monies. But it cannot continue into the future. So I'm saying that let this holiday be
an amnesty period.
Have an end. Yeah. So that everybody, even if they haven't called you, but you know that you are likely to be called. Yeah. You know that you have taken government money. You yourself, volunteer and come to the Attorney General and say, yes, this money is with me. I'm prepared to come under this cover, and I'm paying this 60%. Because I know there's a deadline. Beyond the deadline, and let us publish it. So beyond the deadline, if you are caught of having government money, then the threshold is 100%, and then you have to come and pay. Indeed, I supported him at the time when people didn't understand him, but it must end at some point in time. Yeah. And it also must be omnibus for everybody, whoever has government money.
He said it.
Yes.
It's everybody.
Come and negotiate and pay that amount, the rate, and then we'll move on. I congratulate him this morning.
I see, but people, in this same audit, what we told is that some 89.4 million was said to have been paid to 5 banks, classified as 1D, 1F interest payment. Yeah. But all these 5 banks, when they were contacted, said, look, we don't have any records of such amounts being paid to them. Quite concerning, to say the least, is it not?
Yes, but I'm not surprised.
Why?
Not surprised because that's been our stock in trade. You know, this thing didn't start today. I'm sure you have this in Domlevo on. You hear Auditor General, previous Auditor General say it. And that's how come I'm mad that Johnson Ekwuamwesi is still in office.
Why?
I mean, come on, that shows that they were doing a poor job. You see, we've always been saying that, look, Ekwuamwesi is not up to this job. He's not.
General?
Or the Auditor General.
Who conducted this audit?
No, they added the private sector people.
Yeah,
These things, look.
And,
yes. Yeah. The other private sector people, because he sat in there, he didn't see or colluded. That's what we say.
How do you even make that conclusion?
Very good. You see the part that is the bank transfer advice. Bank transfer advice, yes. That one means that that's at the last stage with the governor for them to be paid. And that would have passed through the Auditor General's office. This one. This one, yes.
Almost 18.3 billion.